A few years ago, I sat down at my computer for just a moment, opened YouTube Shorts, and when I glanced at the clock, 2 hours of my life had completely vanished, without me even realizing it. What? How did that happen? I was totally hooked, completely lost track of time. And on the top of that, I just had no desire to do anything else afterward. When the same thing happened a second time, I knew something was seriously wrong. And I simply banned myself from watching shorts. Back then, I had no idea just how sophisticated a trap it really was. So, what's the real reason behind it? Do you know it? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in the brain associated with the anticipation of reward and the motivation to pursue it. In other words, it's the engine that drives us forward to explore and try new things, to create and take risks. Evolution gave us dopamine so we could grow, learn, overcome challenges, and build social connections. For every effort we make, the brain promises a reward, a hit of dopamine, followed by a brief feeling of satisfaction. And it all worked beautifully for hundreds of thousands of years until the modern age arrived. Social media, binge-watching, gaming, sugar, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, they all share one thing in common. You guessed right, dopamine. They trigger a dopamine response quickly, easily, and effortlessly. And that's the biggest problem. Social media and short-form videos. Every new post, every new video while scrolling fires off a dopamine flash. The brain receives new unpredictable information, and that unpredictability is the key. A random reward schedule is the most powerful way to keep the brain hooked. Slot machines work exactly the same way. It's no coincidence that social media platforms are designed precisely like this. Hundreds of experts work on it every single day. Disgusting, right? Watching series. Every show today is designed to end at the peak moment of tension. We get a dopamine promise, and its fulfillment is offered immediately. The next episode plays in 5 seconds, no decisions required. Gaming creates a powerful and deep dopamine reward loop. Every level, every achievement, every new item, every ding when leveling up a character, there are all intentional dopamine hits engineered by game designers to keep us playing. Sugar and junk food. Glucose triggers dopamine release directly in the brain's reward center. Processed foods are engineered to combine sugar, fat, and salt in rations that simply don't exist in nature. And the brain reacts to them far more intensely than to natural food. And that's why we just have to finish that whole bag of chips. Cigarettes, alcohol, drugs. All of these spike dopamine levels far beyond what any nature stimulus can achieve. That's exactly why they are so easy to get hooked on. The problem is that the brain quickly gets used to this artificially elevated dopamine level, sets it as the new normal, and from that point on, everyday activities start to feel boring, dull, and simply not enough. They just don't do it for us anymore. When we burn through our dopamine supply every day, which by the way is limited, on easy, passive stimuli, several things start to happen. Anhedonia. The loss of ability to enjoy everyday things, exercise, nature, creativity, reading, hobbies, spending time with friends. Everything feels flat and uninteresting, chronic fatigue and apathy, inability to focus, life stagnation, anxiety and depression. What's the first thing you do when you get home? Sure, you get changed, grab something to eat, take care of the essentials, but what's the first thing you do with your free time? Be honest with yourself. You switch on TV, open your laptop or PC or reach for your phone, right? You jump on social media, start browsing, fire up a game, or open a Netflix or some other streaming platform and keep going with the next episode of your favorite series. Or endlessly scroll and swipe through videos or game well in too deep night. Am I wrong? There's no need to be ashamed. You're not the exception, you're the rule. The vast majority of people do exactly this. So did I for most of my life. And with a slight exaggeration, we could say it's not really our fault. We've been caught in a brilliantly engineered dopamine trap built by massive corporations and designed by hundreds of psychologists and engineers whose one and only goal is keep users on the platform as long as possible. And why? The answer is simple, even if it's not what you want to hear. Money. They're not doing it for us or for our entertainment. The only reason is profit. I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with passive entertainment. In moderation, it can actually be good for you. Sometimes it's healthy to unwind and clear your head. But it's incredibly easy to fall into the dopamine trap and end up spending hours every day staring at a screen while your personal life quietly stalls. And that's not good for any of us or for our mental health. It's a completely different story when we were watching education content like, well, this video for example. Nature gave us dopamine so we could grow, explore new things and pursue what we were truly passionate about, so we could move forward in every area of our lives. And for that, our body rewards us with dopamine. But when our entire daily supply gets drained by passive entertainment that, in the vast majority of cases, gives us nothing of real value in return, our lives stagnate. We find ourselves stuck in an endless loop, sinking deeper and deeper into anhedonia and depression. So, what do we do about it? And can anything actually be done? The first step is being honest with yourself. I am addicted. And making a real decision, I want to change this. Only then are we truly ready for change. Breaking the cycle takes roughly 10 to 20 days, depending on what you're hooked on and how deeply. And in most cases, after just 2 weeks, you feel a massive surge of energy and genuine desire to do things that are actually exciting. Things that will bring you far more satisfaction than scrolling ever did. Dopamine Detox. It's been hugely popular in recent years. Plenty of well-known public figures have openly committed to it and use their platforms to spread awareness about why it matters. Thanks, guys. It shouldn't come as much of a surprise then that so many children and teenagers today are struggling with serious mental health issues. Panic attacks being just one example. Child psychologists are overwhelmed and finding professional help for your kid has become an almost impossible task that also puts a serious strain on the family budget. And yet, the root cause is often hiding right there, in the passive dopamine hit that young people growing up surrounded by social media, games and streaming platforms are consuming in abnormally high doses, completely unaware of the damage being done, and so are their parents. And now that we understand a little more about this, wouldn't it at least be worth trying a dopamine detox for a few weeks? Just to feel firsthand what it does to you? If I can recommend it one trick, one I've personally tested and proven over the years, change the environment you're in. Take a week or even 10 days away somewhere and start there. A new environment where you haven't built up a daily routine makes the initial detox so much easier, especially when you're spending plenty of time outside in the sun. It genuinely recharges you. Once you're back home, it's absolutely crucial to build new habits and avoid slipping back into your old daily routine. Start creating, get active, pick up a musical instrument, write, draw, go out with friends, try new things you've always wanted to do but never had the time or energy for. You'll have both now. Do what you love, and somewhere along the way you'll suddenly realize how great you feel, how positive your mindset has become, and that most of the stress you use to carry the simple gun, it really doesn't take much. Good luck to everyone who's honest enough to admit the problem and brave enough to actually do something about it. The first few days might be genuinely tough, and you'll probably be crawling up the walls with boredom or craving that the next hit of passive dopamine, whatever your particular version of it looks like. But here's the thing, you only need to hold on for a few days and the change will start showing up fast. Wishing everyone the strength and willpower to push through those hardest first days, because the reward, on the other hand, is absolutely worth it. Thanks for watching. I'm Phoenix, and this is my channel about spiritual growth and ideas worth knowing about. If you got a moment, check out my very first video, How to be happy by 3 easy steps. Take care and see you soon.